everybody. Welcome. It is Sunday morning if you're watching this. Hopefully a beautiful day. Today in Dearborn here, it is a wonderful, beautiful day. Jake's going to help me. This is the experimental show. Jake's going to help me stay really clear on what I'm talking about. And we're going to be working on some feathers. The woman show that is coming up here at the Glass Academy on March 20th. This is a show that I've been wanting to feature some of my work at, and the only way to get it on the books and get it to happen is to have the show. So, of course, any artist, I'm under the gun, like should have had more of this work made, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I'll get it done. I'm not that worried.
Going through the gallery here.
Walking by the margarita glasses that Jake made for our upcoming class. We just sold one more class seat, but we'll talk about those later.
Oh yeah.
This is the space that the show's going to be in. Not all these tables will be here at all. But over here is where I need to be, because I want to pick out some cane, which are these strips of glass. These were cut to the size of the candy cane. If you take our meditation globe class, there are also these colors. There's a variety of colors. We use this cane for it. But what I'd like to do is, this is an experimental show. I've got an idea. I've seen it work. Not 100% certain if it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is pick some of the colors that are, these to me are feather colors because they're darker, they're more naturals. And so we're going to take some of these over. I've got those.
Is there any way to put a price on those canes when they're unfinished product?
It is so hard because to pull these consistent, I can't tell you how many times we've done this and they're just like trash. We can't use them.
Trash.
We could charge per inch. You know, you can put a bunch of these together, roll over them, and make a drinking cup out of them. There's so many things you can do with these, but it is very difficult to put a price on these items.
Yeah, I only asked because I was doing a price of our inventory of all our color and materials.
Yeah,
and
you
I
were.
ballparked it, but I didn't even remember. We have so much other cane other than the ones down there.
Yeah, we've got
I didn't even
two
really add
rows
those
of it.
in there, but
Yeah, we might want to do that.
that's color. It's application.
Okay, so these are going to make some feathers. So let's go over to my thought process and walk you through it.
All right. Love being on the gimbal here. Everything's going smooth. Gallery's looking great over here.
Look at
Lots
this.
of cool new displays and beautiful things happening. Look at this beautiful color situation.
Shout out to Elise for that great display.
Glass Academy product, baby. We got Sam over here. What's happening? Tech support. We got a little fresh someone over here on the way by. You guys will get to meet him soon enough.
Okay, we'll meet over here.
All right, all right. Look at this display Michelle's got going on. Something's going on over here.
So you know how in cooking shows they like have everything propped and they're like, oh, just a minute, and they pull it out like they're standing in one space and everything is where it's needed to be. That's my intention, not always there. But the whole point of the experimental show is that you guys learn with us and see. What I find is that people think these ideas just come like that. We make them, we sell them, and woohoo! No, there's a lot of experimenting. There's a lot of practice. You never see the ones that fall on the floor. When you go to a gallery, you see the ones that are finished, beautiful, and for sale. And so you wonder, how did they do that? Today, you're going to find out.
You're going to check it out.
So we have two kilns. See this giant beast of a kiln over here? This is called a coffin kiln. It's got a chain and a gear, and this whole thing lifts up. And inside is a plate that can have glass slumping, fusing, etc. in it. This is ginormous. We do not need this big one for what I'm doing now. We're going to use this little baby one over here. Baby.
Aw.
Okay, so these were the prototype feathers I had done.
So these were done when? On the experimental show?
Yeah, number 8 and number 9, I believe.
This is a piece for Tanya and for your show, or I don't remember exactly.
Tanya's going to get to pick out 3 of the feathers in this show.
I see.
So we did the one with the cane in the center. I do like that. I like the idea of this, but to me it was a little too comical. I wanted more layers in the feathers of the colors and different ideas, but I really like that cane. And then this one, after this, was a successful piece of kale, but I also didn't like where that was. Meanwhile, I saw a technique being done that I thought was kind of cool. So, to show you what I'm thinking, we will take a piece of cane, and in this box I'm going to do one, but what I did was take our frit, this one's empty, this is vanilla color, and I put it in this bottle so that I can pour it out and create a pattern. And I wanted to tell you the dollar store on my way in, this is a new dollar store that I went to, phenomenal.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I walked in, it was like the best dollar store I've ever seen.
Well, I gotta say, I don't support dollar stores. But if you need to get something real cheap and real quick,
Yeah, they have
gotta
their
do it.
place.
they got their place, but I wish there wasn't a place. I wish if we had to buy a bottle like this, it was a never throw it away and use it a million times, handmade, sweet bottle. But to each their own, everyone's got their place.
So I looked at the funnels and I was like, do we need a funnel? I feel like we need a funnel.
I don't know, do we?
Well, we do, because then I like walked away and I'm like, I needed that funnel. So I wish I almost had a spoon.
Well, we do have a spoon. Would you like me to grab it?
No. This look.
What color you got going in there?
This is smoke topaz.
Deep smoky color. So she's filling up the bottle.
Do you like this? Look at this.
Nice technique.
Improv
Yeah.
filling. Oh, then Sam comes
And
through.
tech support coming through with
All right.
the
Do
spoon.
you see this jiggle on the spoon?
Yeah,
What is that
because
about?
you did that with your brain?
What do you say? My brain is jiggled?
You got brain power.
Okay.
Spoon bending,
So
matrix
there
brain
is-
power.
There's that color. But I do want actually more white, so we're going to do one more can with white.
Sure. And what color you got there? Is it the alabaster?
The alabaster. So what do you know from them, Jake? What's different between vanilla and alabaster?
They're pretty darn similar. Vanilla, I think, has a little more of a yellow hue to it. Alabaster is in between enamel white and vanilla.
And so this is the experimental show again. Why? Because of what Jake just said.
This is experimentation.
But like the alabaster, if it does have a yellow hue, we're going to find out about it.
Yep. Is this related to your stuff, or is this someone else's
No,
work? Nope. Won't show that stuff off.
So this alabaster actually has a couple spots in it I see of other color. How does that happen?
It's a good question. Very good question.
So one of the reasons I like the technique I'm going to do today is also because it gives me time to work with the glass and very specific with the color. And I've got paint brushes because I'm going to show you this is going to be fun. Okay, so I am going to do, here are the colors that I picked out. So for this particular one, I actually want to go with this brown. This is going to be longer than I want. So I'm going to cut it down a little.
With those nippers.
We'll use that again, so I hang on to that.
So you just use the
So
metal nippers to chop that guy right there.
we're going to go over here and do this, but I just want to give an idea of what's coming down the pipeline. See how I can control the way the color comes out?
Oh yeah.
Which I like, and then I can use the paintbrush. Voila. So that is the alabaster. So now the trick is, this would make Jake crazy if I poured the wrong color back into the bin. So we are going to, I'm going to set up one for the show. and do a couple more. So then they're going to go in this kiln, which we will turn up nice and hot. And I will watch what's happening in the kiln. And when I see they've all stuck together and melted, I'm going to turn it off, cool it off. Then another day, we're going to put them in the garage, pick them up, and then that's when I'm going to heat them up and do the cuts in them.
So you're saying you'll put it in here, you'll lay it inside number
Yes.
2.
Come, let's look.
You'll bring it up to about 1350 degrees when the glass starts to melt. Then you'll pull it out and you'll get it hot again another day, pick it up on a blowpipe, and then shape it from there.
Yes. So what I'm thinking, so see how I can make stripes?
Yeah.
So I've been collecting feathers for a while, and they sit across my desk. I should say my desk / dining room table. And I've been looking at them, contemplating them, thinking about them. And with the color, interesting, right? So now we can do, so we're gonna see, the theory is,
This is a different style of working with glass, and you all have seen us do really ever very much of. And it's there's a lot to be thought about it, and the way that the glass is going to move, it's going to melt together. She's thinking about the color and the texture. I'm thinking about the amount of color being used. If you think about most of the glass we make starts with clear, then you add the color on top of it. This every single piece of this is going to be true color through and through on the entire feather.
so the downfall is, yes, I've had coffee. So to Jake's point, I'm going to tuck these in.
Nice.
So why does sculpture cost more? Maybe it costs more for this reason.
Time and steady fingers.
So the other part of this is, again, I'm going to pick this up. So I have to make sure it's thick enough that it all stays together.
Right, it can't just be a little thin paper
Yeah.
piece.
And so then the question becomes, do I want to do, right? This is experimental shows. So do I want to set up 5 different tests and do them 5 different ways and see what works? Like right now, I could tell you that this hole is too big. Maybe not.
Which hole?
The hole in the bottle, because it poured out too fast. So then, are they going to stick? Is this stuff going to melt before that sticks? So do I want to try 5 different ones, or do I want to test one at a time? There's power that lights up this kiln. So it would behoove me to do 5 at one time and test them out and do them all a little different so I can figure out what's happening. Right now, I am going to do 5. You're just not going to watch me set up 5. We're going to shut the lid. We're going to turn this on so that you can see what the elements do. So you shut it. I'll turn it on.
Sweet, I'll shut it. I want to show Michelle working the numbers over here because there's a lot of tech that goes behind these guys. And you take it over to the computer. She's got to pick the kiln. She'll probably check the cycle, make sure that it's like what she wants. She's pretty much just bringing it up to 1350. Anything hotter than that would really get it soupy. But there's a very important thing about the cycle. If we were putting something thick in there, like her feathers in there, and wanted to bring them back up to temperature, we couldn't just bring it up to 1300 in 2 minutes and just crank it all the way up because it would crack the glass. So you got to set it so that it goes up over an hour. It brings it up to 1300 degrees.
Yeah.
Whatever the thickness is depends. But we could take a peek in here,
No,
and I bet
not
you.
yet. Wait one
No?
second. We got a couple more things to talk about.
Okay.
All right, so this color here, I'll scoop it and get it back in the bottle. This looks like stones. That's a nice natural color. This is actually a really deep red.
Yeah, that'll change.
And then I also have these here. So you can see how the chunks are bigger compared to those.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I'm thinking, like for the spot on the feather. So I can lay that all in there and then put the spot on it.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking to do. The spot would melt and kind of pull up like I don't know, like a water droplet does.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for. And then here you can see the holes. I made one bigger than the other. So that's what I'm talking about, the frit coming down the tube. I can be really precise with the lines that I'm making. I've seen other artists do this, and it's a really cool technique. I thought I'd never tried that. And so how do we learn? How do we push ourselves? We take workshops. We attend different classes. We go to different studios. Yeah, the internet's been pretty cool because you can see this is something I saw on the internet, and I was like, I can take that technique and do it for what I want. I had a friend in college that he was a grad student. He's like, I love the undergrads because their minds are so fresh, but they don't have the knowledge or the desire, or they have so many ideas, they don't know how to always follow through. So he used to observe in the critiques and stuff and be like, ooh, that's a good idea. And then to see if he could expand upon it, right?
Totally.
Ooh, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's see
Okay,
it.
so to be clear, the glass needs to be around 1,000 degrees before it's going to melt together. We just turn this on, and like accelerating in your car, you don't just go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Maybe some cars, but not all cars. This is going to take a little while to heat up. Think of like a pizza oven or a bread oven that's made out of bricks. If you've ever had stone pizza, they preheat those stones up to 4, 6, 8 hours to get them hot enough to cook the pizza on. So even though when we open this, it's going to be glowing and look hot, these bricks all have to heat up, and the heat is just right there. When I open the door, all that heat's going to come out.
Right.
What does it say temperature-wise?
It's at 500 now, it says.
All right, so he can't come too close with the camera, but Jake knows how to zoom the camera.
I got the zoom button down.
So nothing's going to change on the feather. It's going to look exactly the same in terms of the frit, but this is going to be glowing hot.
Oh, yeah.
See how it's glowing?
See
And
those
I'm
elements?
cold, so that feels so good.
Feels great.
If it's 500 degrees, nah. I think it's lying. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could put your oven in a 400-degree oven at your house, and it's not a big deal. So that's that. But because I'm going to do a couple more, I'm going to turn it off.
Sounds great. Load up a couple extra in there, and then we'll go for the slump, see what the deal is.
Yeah, and per Jake's conversation, this is like you have to have a logbook. You write it down. Every color is different. I'm working with all neutrals in the same family color pattern, so I suspect they're all going to be similar. But yellows are really stiff and hard, and whites are really soft. So if we were slumping something, we'd have to be very aware white will melt before the yellow does.
Right.
So, can't answer any questions because I
We're
can't
gonna
see
see.
you. But feel free. You can always hit us up in the e-news, enews@glassacademy.com.
Any questions? Shoot them our way, folks, and you know where to sign up. $4.99 a month for our YouTube to see more of this in-depth, detailed shots of what's going on around the Glass Academy. This is Michelle getting into the shop and getting crazy with it, and we're gonna see.
I love it. It looks like a feather already.
Looks really good.
And then if there's scrap glass that's left, or scrap glass that's left, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out, folks. So thanks for joining us on this lovely Sunday evening. We will catch you all on the flip side. We'll catch you on Tuesday. We've got a beautiful show planned, and we're looking forward to it.
Yep, thanks for watching.
All right.